me, right?
Yes, you.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Actually, to complete what she said, I think it's one thing that you said that I thought was really important, but it's something I would like to touch a little bit more. It's basically that when you're in a toxic relationship, the other person is the one that is toxic. Like the other person is what, and that's true. But at least for me, I became toxic as well. So I was the one that, even though I was in a toxic relationship, I turned into someone that now I can see I was toxic because I transformed who I was. And I didn't like who I was at that moment. So I really like what she said, the whole thing about like accepting who you were and taking that power back and saying, okay, I learned something, but I'm not going to focus on the other person because the other person has their own issues. But clearly, I transformed myself. I was vulnerable and something not like a part of me came out that I didn't like. What am I going to do with it? I don't want to be that person anymore. I want to be, that's not me. I don't feel comfortable there. I need to change. So it has to be like your own work. And you have to leave the other person behind. You just have to let them go, you know. I mean, that's my opinion.
No, that's good. That's great. Teresa, you want to?
Okay, so I wanted to comment on the idea of having a pattern in the type of relationships that you engage in. I actually realized that I had a pattern and I kept attracting people who essentially couldn't love me in the way that I needed to be loved. And so I responded in this very anxious way. So there's this theory called the theory of attachment, where it's a style that you develop in your childhood and it transforms into adulthood. And so I figured out what my attachment style was based on my patterns. And there's a cycle of like an anxious attachment with someone who's very avoidant and dismissive. So the dismissive person is really like independent, doesn't want to send messages, doesn't communicate very often, versus my anxious style, which is like, I want that reassurance. I want someone who's going to communicate with me. And so I had to really analyze myself. Why do I keep attracting this energy? You know, because I didn't seek them out. You know, they sought me out. And I was like, well, my frequency is saying, oh, you know, I want someone who can't love me because basically I've experienced some of that in my childhood. Where, like, sure, the men in my family love me, but the way they showed it and expressed it wasn't, you know, verbal. You know, they were Caribbean. So they're you know, like they're not gonna like tell you all the verbal affirmations you need. And only recently has my dad been like working on telling me he loves me, he's proud of me, which has really helped me quite a lot. And so my mom, she's been instrumental in my process of analyzing myself. So I'm in the process now of interrupting my pattern and realizing that I am worthy of love and figuring out what it is about me that I need to heal and love fully so that I can attract the love that I really want.
Okay, one more. I didn't see you. Yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep this going.
Okay. This is
All these responses are super beautiful. And I was really happy to hear what you said, because I definitely identify with that. And I think that in terms of we can carry toxicity over, but also from our own selves. And I think we can almost develop a superiority complex, thinking that we are like the best relationship giver, the best lover, and that always may not be true. And you have to be prepared to be in a relationship with someone different who calls you out on your bullshit where someone maybe didn't before. So maybe someone told you you're the best, I love you, and they didn't, tell you really how you made them feel. And you come into a new relationship and they're giving it to you, and you can feel like, no, like I don't like this, like F you, I don't want this. But I think you really have to be open to realizing that you are a changed person and you're with a different person, and you have to adapt depending on what it is that you want out of that. Thank you.
Man, that was great. Everybody. That was brilliant.